You're in a room full of people, maybe laughing, maybe nodding, maybe holding a drink, and somehow you have never felt more alone in your life. That feeling has a name, it just doesn't have a simple fix. Here's what nobody tells you about loneliness: it's not about how many people are around you, it's about how deeply those people actually know you. And most of us are walking through life being known by nobody. Not really. Not the version of us that exists at 2 a.m. when the noise stops and we're just left with ourselves. We got really good at performing, at showing up, at being the funny one, or the strong one, or the one who always has it together. We learned early that certain parts of us made people uncomfortable. So we buried those parts, smiled over them, and kept going. And then we wonder why we feel invisible. Think about the last real conversation you had, not small talk, not venting about traffic or work or what someone did. That was annoying. I mean, a conversation where you said something true, something that scared you a little to say out loud, something that made you feel exposed. For most people, that conversation was a long time ago. Or maybe it's never happened at all. We live in the most connected era in human history. We can reach anyone, anywhere, instantly. And yet, depression is rising, anxiety is rising, the feeling that nobody truly gets you, that's rising too, because connection isn't the same as contact. You can be in someone's phone every single day and still be completely unknown to them. Social media made it worse, not because it's evil, but because it gave us a way to be seen without being vulnerable. You can post your highlight reel, collect your likes, feel a tiny hit of validation, and still go to bed feeling completely hollow because likes aren't love. Followers aren't friends, and being watched is not the same as being understood. Here's the hard part: the loneliness you feel isn't always someone else's fault. Sometimes we keep people at a distance without realizing it. We deflect with humor. We change the subject when things get too real. We say, "I'm fine," when we're not. We tell ourselves we don't want to burden anyone, but really, we're terrified. Terrified that if someone actually saw all of us, they would leave. So we protect ourselves by staying hidden. And then we grieve that nobody sees us. That's the trap. Armor keeps you safe, but it also keeps you alone. The loneliness inside a crowded room is almost worse than being physically alone. Because at least when you're by yourself, you're not reminded of the gap. You're not watching everyone else seem to connect effortlessly while you stand there feeling like there's glass between you and every other human being, wondering what's wrong with you, wondering why it comes so easy for them. Nothing is wrong with you. You were taught to hide. You got hurt when you were open. You learned that being real was risky. Of course, you closed up. Of course, you built walls. That was survival. That was smart ones. But you don't need to survive anymore. You need to live. And living requires being known. That doesn't mean dumping everything on everyone. It doesn't mean you have to be raw and exposed with strangers. It means finding one person, just one, and letting them in a little further than you normally would. It means answering, "How are you?" with something real just once and seeing what happens. It means being the person who goes first. Because here's what I know for certain: you are not the only one sitting in that room feeling like a ghost. The person across from you, the one who looks so comfortable, so easy in their own skin, there's a good chance they go home and feel exactly what you feel. Most people are lonely. Most people are craving depth. Most people are just waiting for someone brave enough to go first. Be that person. Not because it's easy, because it's the only way out. The loneliness ends when the performance ends, when you stop editing yourself for the room, when you decide that being truly known by one person is worth more than being vaguely liked by 1,000. You deserve more than surface. You deserve more than rooms full of people who don't really know your name, not your real name, the one that belongs to the version of you that nobody ever gets to meet. Let someone meet that version. You've been alone in that crowd long enough.